Have you ever felt like time is slipping through your fingers, like an invisible force holding you captive, unable to break free from the constant ticking of the clock? What if I told you that there's a secret, an ancient wisdom that can unlock the chains of time and space, allowing you to transcend the limitations of this physical world? Sounds impossible, right? But what if it isn't? Today, we're going to explore a powerful and ancient mystery: how to escape the restrictions of time and space. It's a topic that has perplexed philosophers, mystics, and spiritual seekers for millennia. And yet, hidden within the teachings of ancient civilizations, esoteric texts, and forgotten traditions, lies a truth that could change everything we know about existence. In this video, we'll dive deep into the ancient secrets that have been passed down through the ages, secrets that, when understood, can allow you to break free from the confines of time and space. We'll look at spiritual practices that can unlock the door to this higher knowledge, giving you the freedom to experience reality in ways you've never imagined. We'll explore the wisdom of great minds from history, whose knowledge of time, space, and consciousness has stood the test of time. And the most intriguing part: these secrets are not hidden away in ancient temples or dusty old manuscripts. They are alive within you, waiting to be discovered. But first, you must be willing to look beyond the material world and open yourself to the possibility that time and space are merely illusions we've accepted as truth. If this resonates with you, if you're ready to see the world through a new lens, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next, as we dive into the deeper mysteries that lie beyond the visible. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see the world differently, and you'll know the secret. Are you ready to begin? Let's unlock the secrets of time and space together. To understand the profound nature of escaping the restrictions of time and space, we must first journey back to the ancient civilizations that began to unravel the mysteries of existence. From the Egyptians to the Greeks, from the Vedic texts of India to the sacred teachings of the Chinese, the concept of transcending time and space was a core aspect of spiritual thought. These ideas are not only theoretical, they are based on practices and philosophies that have guided spiritual seekers for thousands of years. In the ancient Egyptian wisdom, the notion of time was viewed as cyclical, rather than linear. The Egyptians believed in the concept of ma'at, the balance of truth, order, and cosmic harmony. Time itself, they believed, was an illusion created by the limitations of the material world. The true essence of life transcended time, existing in a state of eternal balance. In their temples and pyramids, they encoded this profound wisdom in geometrical patterns and astronomical alignments, symbols that pointed to a reality beyond the physical realm. The Greeks, especially through the teachings of philosophers like Heraclitus, proposed that time, as we experience it, is an illusion, shaped by our perception. Heraclitus famously said, "You cannot step into the same river twice," illustrating the fluid, ever-changing nature of time. His philosophy suggests that what we perceive as time is merely a manifestation of flux, a continuous transformation of energy and matter in the universe. In this sense, escaping the restrictions of time means realizing the constant flow and becoming part of the eternal present, where past and future cease to hold any dominion over our consciousness. Meanwhile, in the East, the ancient Vedic traditions of India offer profound teachings on the nature of space and time through the concept of Maya. The illusion of the material world. The Vedas taught that the physical universe, with all its limitations, is not the ultimate reality. Time and space, as we know them, are temporary veils that hide the true, unchanging essence of the universe, Brahman, the all-encompassing, infinite consciousness. Through meditation, spiritual practices, and self-inquiry, seekers could transcend the illusion of time and space, entering into a state of pure consciousness where these boundaries cease to exist. In ancient China, the philosophy of Taoism offers a similar perspective. The Tao Te Ching, written by Lao Tzu, speaks of the Tao, the fundamental nature of the universe, being beyond time and space. Lao Tzu wrote, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao." This cryptic statement suggests that the true nature of reality cannot be fully understood through intellectual knowledge or within the confines of time. The Taoist sage seeks to live in harmony with the Tao, beyond the limitations of time and space, through Wu Wei, a state of effortless action, where one aligns with the flow of life without resistance. Perhaps the most famous esoteric figure to tackle the idea of transcending time was Albert Einstein, whose theories of relativity shook the foundations of modern science. While his work is more recent, it serves as a bridge between the ancient understanding of time and the modern scientific approach. According to Einstein, time is not absolute. Instead, it is relative to the observer. Time and space are intertwined in a fabric called spacetime, which can be distorted by gravity. While his work is rooted in mathematics and physics, it echoes the ancient wisdom that time is not a fixed, immovable force, it is malleable, and thus, it can be transcended. From these ancient traditions and modern discoveries, a consistent thread emerges. Time and space are constructs, illusions we have agreed upon, but they are not absolute. Whether through meditation, spiritual discipline, or scientific exploration, the key to escaping these boundaries lies in shifting our perception and attuning ourselves to a higher state of consciousness. But how do we move beyond these illusions in practical terms? How do we begin to live beyond the prison of time and space in our daily lives? To unlock the secrets of escaping time and space, we must first understand the nature of these concepts, how they bind us, how they shape our perceptions, and how they are not as fixed as we believe. Time, as we experience it, is a construct, a perception shaped by the ticking of clocks and the motion of the stars. Space, too, is not the immovable entity we think it is, but a fluid concept that can be molded by our consciousness. But let's dive deeper into how this works. Time as a mental construct. Imagine time as a river, a never-ending flow, carrying everything in its current. We often think of it as a strict ruler, measuring our every move, our every thought. It shapes our lives, from the moment we wake up to the moment we sleep. But if we step back and observe, we notice something strange. Time doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not an external force that governs us, it is an internal creation, born from the way we perceive change. The great mystic Ramana Maharshi often spoke of the eternal now, the idea that the present moment is the only reality. Past and future are mere projections of the mind. When we reflect on the past, we create memories, and when we look toward the future, we imagine possibilities. But neither of these truly exist in the present moment. The present is all we ever have. And yet, we spend so much of our time dwelling in a place that doesn't exist, the past or the future. This leads to a profound realization: if time is only a perception, then it can be bent or even transcended. This is what mystics and sages have known for centuries. Through focused meditation, mindfulness, and conscious awareness, you can start to dissolve the boundary of time. This doesn't mean you'll stop aging, but it means you can experience time in a way that frees you from its rigid grip. Think of a moment of deep meditation, where time seems to stand still. Hours pass by unnoticed because, in that moment, you are fully present, unbound by the clock. You are free from the pressure of minutes, seconds, and hours. This is a glimpse into the timeless state that mystics describe. Space and the illusion of separation, the physical world, with all its objects, landscapes, and distances, may seem like a fixed reality. But like time, space is something that we create with our minds. Have you ever experienced a moment where you felt connected to everything around you? A time when the boundaries between yourself and the world seemed to dissolve, and you felt at one with the universe? This experience is more than just a fleeting feeling, it is a doorway into a deeper truth: space is not as separate as we think. This is evident in the teachings of the quantum physicists who propose that at the deepest levels of reality, everything is interconnected, an infinite web of energy that transcends the boundaries of space. In the quantum realm, particles are not limited by distance, they can be entangled across vast expanses of space, communicating instantaneously with one another, regardless of the distance between them. This phenomenon, known as quantum entanglement, suggests that space, too, is not a static, unchanging entity. In spiritual traditions, this idea manifests as the concept of oneness, the realization that everything is interconnected, and the apparent separation between you and others, between you and the universe, is an illusion. In many esoteric teachings, such as those in the Hermetic tradition, the concept of as above, so below, is central. It suggests that the universe is mirrored in every part of it, and that your connection to the cosmos is immediate and indivisible. Through practices like breathwork, meditation, and visualization, one can dissolve the perceived boundaries of space. In deep meditative states, many report experiencing unity consciousness, where they feel themselves expanding beyond their physical body, merging with the universe, feeling no distance between themselves and the stars, the trees, the very air around them. The power of awareness and perception, both time and space exist, but they are not fixed. They are, rather, fluid and malleable, shaped by our consciousness. The key to transcending these limitations lies in shifting our awareness. When you awaken to the fact that time and space are perceptions, mental constructs shaped by your mind, you begin to free yourself from their grip. Take a moment to think about your awareness, not as something that belongs to your body, but as something that exists beyond it, stretching out into the infinite. This is where the true power lies. When you change your perception, when you stop viewing time and space as fixed limits, you begin to live in a way that feels boundless. But how can you apply this to your life? What does it mean to truly live beyond time and space, in a practical sense? Now that we have explored the theoretical foundations of time and space as illusions, it's time to dive deeper into the practical aspects of transcending these boundaries. In this section, we'll focus on how you can begin to live beyond the limitations of time and space, applying ancient wisdom and modern understanding to unlock your full potential. The secret, as we've hinted, lies not in changing the external world but in transforming your perception, and in doing so, discovering that the restrictions of time and space are not as rigid as we once believed. The role of consciousness in time and space transcendence. To begin, it's crucial to understand the role of consciousness in shaping your experience of time and space. Consciousness is the field in which time and space arise. It is not subject to the limitations of time, rather, it exists beyond it. Think of consciousness as a vast ocean. The waves are the moments of time, rising and falling, but the ocean itself remains unaffected, timeless and vast. In the mystical tradition of Kundalini awakening, the awakening of inner energy is said to open the channel to higher consciousness. This consciousness is beyond the material world, and once accessed, it allows you to experience time as fluid, not as something that confines or controls you. The key here is to shift your identity from being a time-bound self to a timeless being, one who is aware of the eternal present moment. Practice. The first practical step to transcending time is meditation, but not just any meditation. You must learn to focus on the present moment, not as a fleeting blip in time, but as the only true reality. One powerful method is to focus on your breath. Each inhale and exhale is an opportunity to anchor yourself in the now. With each breath, let go of the past, let go of the future, and return to the present moment. Feel the timelessness of your breath. It moves through you, yet it is not bound by time. As you deepen your practice, allow yourself to expand your awareness beyond the body. Imagine your consciousness as vast as the sky, free from the constraints of the physical world. In this state, you may experience a profound sense of eternal now, where past and future fade, and only the present moment exists. This is the beginning of your journey to living beyond time. The concept of space as a field of energy. Let's now turn our attention to space. In esoteric teachings, space is not merely the area between objects, it is a field of energy, a fluid medium in which all things exist and move. Quantum physics tells us that at the smallest level, the universe is not made of solid matter but of energy. There is no empty space, there is only the vibration of energy, constantly in motion. To transcend the limitations of space, we must shift our understanding of distance. The idea of separation between you and the rest of the world is a mental construct, a product of how we perceive reality. In shamanic traditions, the practitioner often speaks of journeying to distant places in a spiritual form, bypassing physical distance altogether. These journeys are not bound by time or space because they occur on a level of consciousness that is beyond the material world. Practice, expanding your field of awareness. One practical technique to experience space as a field of energy is through expansion exercises. Sit in a quiet space and close your eyes. Begin by focusing on your breath, letting it guide you into a state of relaxation. Then, slowly, start to expand your awareness. Imagine your consciousness expanding outward, beyond the confines of your body. Feel your energy stretching into the room, into the building, and further still, across the city, the country, the planet. As you do this, recognize that there is no true separation between you and the world around you. You are not separate from the universe, you are the universe. This practice, when repeated, begins to dissolve the perception of distance, making space feel more fluid and interconnected. With enough focus, you may begin to experience moments of oneness with everything around you, where time and space no longer create boundaries in your mind. The power of focused intention. Another powerful tool to escape the limitations of time and space is the practice of focused intention. By setting clear, purposeful intentions, you tap into the infinite potential of the universe. In the ancient traditions of Hermeticism, it is believed that the universe responds to the will of the individual, and by aligning your will with the universal flow, you can bend time and space to your advantage. Imagine, for example, you are looking to accomplish a goal, and you feel the constraints of time pressing in on you. Instead of seeing time as an obstacle, you can begin to shift your perspective by setting an intention to complete the goal effortlessly. As you do this, you open the channels of energy that flow beyond time, allowing you to create the space you need to accomplish your task without feeling rushed or constrained. Practice, visualizing time and space as fluid. To put this into practice, use a technique of visualization. Close your eyes and imagine the goal you wish to achieve. Now, visualize time as a flowing river. See it bending around you, not moving forward in a linear fashion, but rather flowing in any direction you choose. Picture yourself navigating this river with ease, unburdened by its usual constraints. As you visualize, set the intention to manifest your goal, knowing that time and space are flexible forces that will align with your will. Now that we've explored the theoretical and philosophical aspects of transcending time and space, it's time to look at how these principles can be practically applied to your life. The key to truly breaking free from the chains of time and space lies in transforming the way you perceive reality, and in shifting your daily habits and mindset to align with these newfound truths. Here, we will break down several practical steps you can take to begin living beyond the limitations of time and space, bringing the ancient wisdom and modern understanding into your everyday experiences. 1. Mastering the present moment, the art of mindfulness. The first and most powerful tool to escape the restrictions of time is to become deeply rooted in the present moment. The present is the only moment that truly exists, past and future are mere projections of the mind. The ancient teachings of Buddhism, for example, emphasize the practice of mindfulness, which involves being fully aware and conscious of each moment without judgment or distraction. How to practice? Start with your breath, find a quiet space and close your eyes. Focus your attention on your breath, feeling the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. As thoughts arise, simply notice them and return your focus to the breath. Expand to your senses. Once you are comfortable focusing on your breath, expand your awareness to your surroundings. Hear the sounds around you, feel the texture of the ground beneath you, smell the air. By engaging all your senses, you anchor yourself fully in the present moment. Daily practice, integrate mindfulness into your daily life. Whether you're eating, walking, or talking with someone, focus on the here and now, feeling the experience without rushing or thinking about what's next. By practicing mindfulness, you break the cycle of habitual thinking that traps you in the illusion of time. You begin to live timelessly, fully immersed in the now. 2. Shift your relationship with time. We often live our lives bound by a rigid, linear model of time, always looking ahead to the next event, the next deadline, the next obligation. To break free from this, we must change our relationship with time itself. How to practice? Reframe time as cyclical. instead of seeing time as a straight line, try to view it as a circle, a continuous flow that is always present and repeating itself in a loop. Ancient civilizations like the Mayans saw time as cyclical, emphasizing the eternal return. This perspective allows you to feel that every moment is part of an ongoing process, freeing you from the pressure of linear progression. Create moments of pause, set aside time in your day where you do nothing, no agenda, no distractions. This empty time allows you to break the cycle of constant doing and just be. In these moments, time seems to slow down, and you are no longer enslaved by its ticking clock. Cultivate flexibility. Instead of sticking strictly to a schedule, embrace flexibility. Allow yourself to follow the flow of the day, letting time unfold naturally instead of controlling it. Trust that by surrendering to the present, you can achieve more than if you're constantly striving against the clock. This practice doesn't mean abandoning structure, but rather, it teaches you to be more present with time, rather than rushing through it. 3. Expanding your awareness of space. As we've seen, space is not an immovable container but a field of energy, a dynamic, interconnected web. To transcend the limitations of space, you must shift your perception of distance and separation. How to practice visualization and expansion. Begin by visualizing yourself as expanding beyond your physical body. Imagine your energy field extending outwards, filling the entire room, then the building, and then the city. With practice, you can feel the oneness with the environment around you. Quantum consciousness. Just as quantum physicists speak of entanglement, where particles can influence each other across vast distances, begin to perceive yourself as interconnected with everything. Recognize that there is no true separation between you and the world, you are part of the same universal energy. Non-local awareness. Experiment with the idea of non-local perception. Try to sense things that are outside of your immediate environment, as if you can tap into distant places without physically being there. This practice is rooted in the concept of spiritual sight or remote viewing, where the mind perceives far-off events as though there is no distance at all. This practice deepens your connection to the world and reinforces the understanding that space is not a barrier but a medium of flow and energy. 4. Living beyond the illusion of time and space through the power of intention. One of the most powerful practices for transcending time and space is using intention to shape your reality. Intention, or willpower, is the ability to direct energy and focus your consciousness toward a specific goal. In many spiritual traditions, it is said that the universe responds to your intentions, bending time and space to manifest your desires. How to practice. Set a clear intention, sit quietly and think about what you want to achieve. Visualize it as vividly as possible, imagine every detail as if it is already happening. Feel the emotion associated with it as though it's happening now. Align your actions with your intention. While the universe will align with your intention, your actions are still necessary. Begin to take small, aligned actions that move you toward your goal. As you do this, trust that time will unfold to support your efforts, bending around your will. Practice detachment. After setting your intention, detach from the outcome. Trust the process, knowing that the universe works in mysterious ways. This detachment allows the universe to work through you, without the restrictions of time or space interfering. The power of patience and trust. As you align your intention with action, time will seem to bend in your favor. What once appeared impossible within a set timeline will unfold naturally when you trust in the process and the energy you are cultivating. 5. Embrace the practice of being timeless. Ultimately, the greatest practice is simply being timeless. It's not about forcing yourself to transcend time and space in every moment, it's about shifting your mindset and energy to become naturally attuned to the eternal now. In every action, conversation, and thought, bring awareness to the present. Recognize that there is no moment but this one, and as you embrace that truth, you will naturally begin to step outside of time's grip. You will be living a life that is not restricted by the ticking of a clock or the limits of space. As we close this exploration of how to escape the restrictions of time and space, it's important to remember that the journey does not end here. What we've discussed is only the beginning of a deeper understanding that lies beyond the confines of our physical reality. Time and space are not external forces dictating our lives, they are tools of perception, and once we understand how to shift our awareness, we can begin to experience the world in its boundless, infinite form. By practicing mindfulness, shifting our relationship with time, expanding our awareness of space, and aligning our intentions with the universal flow, we can break free from the illusions that have kept us in bondage for so long. We are not limited to the confines of the ticking clock or the distances between us and others. Once we embrace the present moment and recognize our interconnectedness with all that is, time and space cease to be barriers. Instead, they become fluid, adaptable, and free. The wisdom shared in this video is a doorway, one that leads to deeper truths, greater self-awareness, and infinite possibility. And as you move forward, remember that the key to living beyond time and space is not to escape the world we live in, but to understand it differently. The path is yours to walk. Each day is an opportunity to transcend the limitations of time and space, to live more consciously, and to experience the eternal now. Now, take a moment to reflect on how this knowledge can transform your life. What would it feel like to let go of the past and future, to truly experience each moment as it is, free from the pressure of time? How would you live if you knew that the boundaries of space were not set in stone, but merely an illusion waiting to be dissolved? If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell, so you can continue unlocking more profound secrets like these. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How have you experienced the transcendence of time and space? Let's continue this journey of exploration and growth together. Remember, the secret to the universe has always been hidden in plain sight. The only question left is, are you ready to step beyond?